Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to take a look at North Central Netball, where there is no action this weekend, sadly, but still plenty to talk about with our correspondent and the association president, that is Kylie Walsh. Lovely to have you, Kylie, back with us. How are you?
Good, thanks, Alice. Yes, we had another great weekend of netball, so I guess everyone had a big surge ready for their weekend off Saturday.
Bit of an incident in one of the A-grade games too, which we'll cover off on later. But let's start with the under-17s, who I don't think we've really focused on so far this winter season. So let's go to the games on the weekend played in the under-17s. And we'll go firstly to the Charlton-Birchip game, which finished in Birchip's favour, 38-9, Kylie.
Yeah, and look, Birchip Watcham are undefeated on top of the ladder at the moment. But aside from that, all the other teams are sitting quite second through to six is quite terrific. But as you said, Birchip Watcham knuckled down into the game really quickly, and they kept Charlton goalless for the first half. But Charlton did a complete flip over their player positions, and that sort of got them onto the ball. So congratulations to Charlton for working hard to get points on the board. But yeah, Birchip Watcham were far too strong this round, and they won 38-9.
Nulla were way too good for Sea Lake Nandali, 47-14. That game finished.
Yeah, and look, Nulla are certainly well settled and established throughout their team, and they've got a lot of strength through all their combinations. So this was certainly the telltale with the 33-goal win over the Tigers. But it was great to see the Tigers never gave up and tried various combinations. As we mentioned, Maroons were too strong, 47-14 with a win.
Bort finishing 18 on the scoreboard, 18 goals on the scoreboard against Witcher-Proof 30. A low-scoring one between these two, but Witcher-Proof Narraport too good. Yeah,
and this was probably the closest game of the round between the 17s. But Bort seemed to have a slow start into the game, but they managed to get themselves back into it after tweaking a few positions. But the Young Demons really stayed determined, and they had a good drive through the court and good, strong ball delivery. So, Witcher-Proof Narraport were rewarded with the 4 points over Bort with a win 30-18.
Finally, St Arnold, they were up against Donald, and they did this one pretty comfortably at home, 47-19, the final result there.
Yeah, and look, this game finished off the strength of the top four teams in the 17s. And look, must congratulate the young Donald team. They're quite young, and they kept persevering and didn't give up, so that's great. And they were able to challenge St Arnold in the third quarter, which is great for them to reflect on. But Saints were certainly consistent throughout their game, and they really did dictate the majority of the quarters. And like you said, Alice, they won 47-19 over Donald.
All right, why don't we throw to you, Kylie, for a brief look at the under-17A ladder?
Yeah, look, the competition's going really well, and the top five are starting to dictate the games, and Donald are sitting undefeated on the ladder, which is great to watch their skills and across the whole competition. They're really developed their skills well. So we have Donald sitting on top undefeated, followed by Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, Birchip Watcham, Bort, St Arnold, Charlton, Witcher-Proof Narraport, Nullall and Wedderburn Redbacks. In the 14 under B, we have 6 teams competing this season, and it's great. The little youngsters are as enthusiastic as ever, and Birchip Watcham, the reigning premiers from 2023, are still sitting undefeated on top, with St Arnold and Wedderburn nipping at their ankles, followed by Bort, Donald and Sea Lake Nandali Tigers. But of course, we cannot forget our little enthusiastic youngsters, Alice, with our Go kids. They certainly burst onto the court with their energy, and it's a great joy to watch them play and watch their skills develop. So certainly brings a smile to your face to watch these little young Goes tackle the game of netball.
Absolutely. To the under-14s, where Charlton were done by Birchip Watcham, not in a overly destructive way, but 8-34 the final score there in the under-14s.
Yeah. Look, Birchip Watcham they've developed a really nice little team over the last few years, and they're able to still swap around their positions, and they're a great little game team. So yeah, they dictated it quite a lot over Charlton, 34-8, like you said.
25-14 the final result between Sea Lake Lake, Nandali and Nullawal. So a good win here for Sea Lake, unlike in the 17s, 25-14, the final score.
Yeah. Look, this would have been a great little competition between the two sides, and it stayed very, very close. So it's good for them to have a nice little tight match, but Sea Lake, Nandali Tigers stayed confident with their delivery, and like you said, they won by a 9-goal margin over Nullawal.
And finally, St Arnaud getting, unfortunately for them, not the result that they really aspired to get on home soil against Donald. 22-12, a good hit out in this one though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's great to see. This was another great little game in the 14As, but it's a real confidence booster for the little, I shouldn't say little, but the youngsters in Donald playing out, and they stayed strong, good accuracy through the goal ring. So, yeah, rightly rewarded with the 10-goal win over St Arnaud.
All right, and we'll throw to you again just for a look at that 14s under a ladder.
So, as mentioned, we've got Donald sitting undefeated on top, followed by Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, Burchett Watcham, Port, St Arnaud, Charlton, Witchproof Narraport, Nullawal, and Wedderburn Redback.
All right, and we'll finish things off by taking a look at the state of the A grade. And, we had a game with a incident occurring in it last weekend between Charlton and Burchett. Burchett won this one 52-39, but what happened in the end here, Kylie?
Yeah, look, Alice, it wasn't the game I thought it was going to be, and I think that was because of a very nasty collision between Charlton and Burchett Watcham player just in the height of play. So that stopped the game for probably 5 or 10 minutes, and that sort of deflated Charlton a little bit, and they couldn't get their feet into that quarter and the game. But fortunately, the injured player was able to sit on the edge of the court and watch the game, so it was wonderful to see that she's doing okay. But the Bulls were certainly up and about, and they were determined with their game plan, and they were very clinical in their defensive play, and they were rightly rewarded with the pressure they created. Charlton did come back in the fourth quarter, but Bulls sort of kept their pressure up and their fourth quarter intensity over the whole game. So they were rewarded with that 52-39 win, but it was good to see that the Charlton players doing okay.
Board finishing real strongly in their game against Witchy Narraport, 59-27. This one finished, Kylie.
Yeah, and look, the Demons should be really pleased with how they played with this game, but Bort Amy Dryden certainly has found a rhythm to the post, and certainly with their partner Georgia Hall playing a really beautiful feeding role, but the Magpies are still playing with their defensive combination and switching between the three roles. So that would have caused a few headaches for the Demons, but the Bort were too strong for Witchproof Narraport, winning 59-27, like you said.
Sea Lake, Nandali and Nullawal game of the round, without doubt, 40-42 it finished. So just 2 goals in it, but Nullawal just clipping the Tigers in the end away from home.
Yeah, look, I got this tip wrong as well, but it was certainly a game of the round, and it would have been a terrific game to watch. And I'm sure for the crowd it would have been a nail-biting game because it was a 13-goal apiece in the first quarter, so that sort of showed what the game was going to be. So it was sort of a slight stumble with Nullawal in the second quarter, and they made up for this in the third quarter and were able to pull back the score. And again, it was an even score at the third three-quarter time. So it would have been a very intense final atmosphere for the last quarter, and I guess the experience of seasoned campaigners of pressure shone through for Nullawal, and they against the newly formed Tigers team. So what a great finish with a 2-goal win to Nullawal over the Tigers, but I'm sure the supporters were thrilled to watch another terrific game of netball just at round 5.
The other of our 2 thrillers was the final game, St Arnaud and Donald. Donald, again, the away side, too good by just a margin of 4 goals. Thrilling stuff indeed, and I was going to say 30-34. What was your takeaway from this game? Yeah,
and what a cracker of a game from between third and ninth. Like how exciting to the game was drawn at the first break as well. So that's just fantastic. And Georgia Taylor certainly found her straps as a key goalie for the Saints and challenging her opposing players. But Donald seemed to frequently alter their attacking end in an attempt to find that advantage over the Saints, because they were certainly up and about. And I would imagine India Griffith was the backbone and driving force for St Arnaud, keeping that challenge to Donald every facet of the game. But I think Donald moving Season Stewart Sarah Adams into goalkeeper was certainly a key changer with a 9-goal turnaround in the final quarter. But gee whiz, what a game. Congratulations to both teams for another cracker game in round 5. Wonderful.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at that A-grade ladder quickly, Kylie, before we move on to our last point for our agenda today.
Yeah, well, we used to have Wedderburn Redback sitting on top, closely followed by Port, Donald and Nullawul, all sitting on the same points. So there's only percentage differing these teams, followed by Birchett Watson sitting 5th, Witchproof Narraport, Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers, Charlton and St Arnaud. So it's a great competition to date, and it's still quite unsettled with the rankings.
All right, well, that just about wraps things up. Before we do let you go, though, Kylie, fill us in on the reps action that's taking place across the weekend.
Yeah, so our NCNA 13 under, 15 under and 17 under teams are competing in a Chuka and District Netball tournament this Sunday. So we wish all our players, coaches and umpires all the best for the competition, and naturally thank our sponsors, Bendigo Bank, Northwest Ag and AgriFac Australia for supporting our juniors. So North Central football, netball and hockey all have a bye Saturday for the JCC hockey tournament in Melbourne. So we wish all our hockey players in North Central the best of luck. But I'm sure anyone who doesn't have sport this weekend will enjoy the break and rest and recharge their bodies and have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the time off.
Kylie Walsh, the president of the North Central Netball Association. We do appreciate your time as always, and all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you.